Alright. Today I'm going to be showing you one of my favorite towers along the Florida path that we usually take to go to Florida almost every time. But like 2011, the first time I went down there, we didn't take this path. We took a different path that went through Licking, Houston, and all that crap. It took us to 63. We had to go through all that stuff. We had to go through Alabama, all that, and yeah. I think we eventually cross into. Eventually, I think we cross in somewhere past Atlanta because I remember seeing the towers with the incandescent beacons, and I remember seeing the ones with the strobe and incandescent beacon setups. So I wonder if it crossed into that section because I kind of remember that. So let's first off, I want to tell you something. That tower there, um, you know, I already know what beacon it has. It has a a Honeywell 3000B dual strobe, and when I first seen it, I was just like, it's probably going to have that. It's probably going to have the first night mode I know of. It's a quick medium flash night mode for that. You got like two. The first one is the medium flash, like on the one on the highway patrol tower in Rolla. The second one is the slower one, which I don't know any tower in my area that has that, unless that one 2016 strobe tower on the way to St. Robert's and all that's on the Springfield path has them. Then that means that that's the only tower in my that's the only tower that I really know of that has that type of night mode, because all the others have the first night mode, like the one on the highway patrol tower. The third night mode is like it has the quickest flash, which flashes like an FH08 on its slow flash night mode. That's how it flashes. And guess what? Guess what? You know, this tower has it. All right, so pay attention to this area right here. When I'm going to unpause the video, but I caught the tower on night mode, unless it's just a different tower, but I don't really remember. You see it? I've been zooming up on it because I know that must be the one tower. I was just my reaction to it was just like, what? That tower has that has a quick flash night mode? Crap! I never known that. Like you know, it's the fastest night mode on the it's the fastest night mode that the 3000B has. All right, so yeah, that's very cool. Sadly, when I filmed it that day, the first time I drove through here, the beacon was so dim. I guess I couldn't even see it flashing when I was even looking at it out the car window. So it must have been very dim at day, but relatively bright at night. But hopefully it doesn't get replaced with an LED. And it looks like, well, here's something else. Here's something else bad about the tower. The markers are not working. Like, out of all things, why did the markers have to stop working? So there's that. You know, I'm kind of, I do have one complaint about Nashville. Barely any building has an actual beacon. That sucks. Yeah, the beacons, when you see when you see beacons flashing at night, those are mainly from towers and stuff, because the buildings usually don't have beacons. But I think I remember seeing at least one building with a beacon, probably an incandescent. I don't know. I need to watch that full video again. But today I'm going to stop getting off track to show you a special tower. You know, I already told you about this. This is one of my favorite towers along along the Florida path, which I need to find it. No, I think it's over here. You all know what it is. There's 3 clones of it. It is no other than the Malfunction Tower. Yep, that's its official name, for me at least. Its official nickname is the Malfunction Tower because the dual strobes on it malfunction every time I see it on night mode. Back in 2017, when me and my family went to when we stayed at when we stayed at Nashville for the weekend, this here it was just all normal and stuff. It had its dual strobes in. At that time, I had no idea that this was the very first time I would ever see the dual strobes on this tower. Um, every time I would see this before this Nashville trip, I always thought it had dual strobes until I found out by old Street View it used to have two sets of FH306 beacons. And when I first looked at it, it was at a school on a school computer, so I didn't have time to check all the street views. So I just assumed that they were there until like 2013 or 14, and then they were replaced with dual strobes. But no. Eventually, I was on my dad's laptop, and now that I had so much time on my hands to look at it and stuff, now that I wasn't at school, I found out that the dual strobes were added in 2017, and they were added a few months before we even went to Nashville. So yeah, the time when we went to Nashville, the time when we went to Nashville in 2017 was the first time I ever seen this with dual strobes, and I didn't even know it. So yeah, I thought it was just all normal and stuff. I thought the night mode was going to be normal, but no, it wasn't. I remember the hotel we were staying at. I was sitting on the bed staring at the tower because I had nothing else to do. I was pretty bored. I didn't have a phone back then, and I didn't bring my tablet with me as well because I just wanted to just do whatever. So I just stared at the tower along with the other towers that you're able to see along here. And then all of a sudden, it it I remember that I'm pretty sure it was the top dual strobe it went to day mode. It then just went to normal night mode, but it did stay like that for about a minute or two, or a minute and a half, I think. And then eventually I'm pretty sure maybe the other set of dual strobes, the bottom dual strobes, they went to day mode. They were flashing and stuff, and it was weird because when those dual strobes went to their day mode, the lower the second set of markers just shut off. But since the top dual strobe was still on night mode, the markers, the upper markers were still working. Eventually, they went back to night mode. Then the dual strobe went back to got stuck on day mode again, and this time instead of being on day mode for like a minute and a half, I think about a few seconds later, it went to emergency night mode for about at least 2 or 3 seconds. It was very, very brief. It then went back to its normal night mode, and I'm pretty sure that was the end of it. But I remember I was just sitting on the bed. And then I got up, just like, holy crap, Mom, Dad, look at this. This is crazy. I don't think I ever seen anything like it before. But there's a tower close to Licking and Houston that used to have a 3000B that would go to day mode and night mode a minute every minute, the entire day. But at night it will be on night mode permanently, for some reason. And for some reason I was actually able to see the red strobe flash. It's probably overcast days though. So yeah, but there was one time where I can for the people who are just like maybe the day mode just shut off and the beacon stopped working, and then it just did it, and that's just what happened. Well, no, because one day when we were leaving Houston, it was the sun was setting, and we after we passed the tower, you're able to see the red half of the beacon. It was a little brighter, so when I seen it, I can confirm it was flashing red, and yeah, it would do that every minute, or probably maybe it was actually like half a minute, maybe like or 30 seconds, or yeah, maybe that, I don't know. But yeah, back to what I was talking about. So that was the time where I seen that malfunction. And, I thought that was only going. That only happened once to my knowledge, and I didn't get to see it at night. Any I didn't get to see it at night because we usually don't drive down here at night. So that was probably my last time seeing it on night mode until the Florida art. We woke up early to try to get to St. Louis by lunch, and we also woke up early because I wanted to film the Nashville candelabras at night. So yeah, eventually I filmed downtown Nashville at night and filmed all the towers here and stuff on night mode. And I came across this one tower. Well, before I came across this weird flashing beacon, I was looking for this tower here to see if it was on its normal night mode because I thought that it wasn't going to malfunction anymore. But to my surprise, just wait. I remember I came across a white flashing beacon, and it had the medium flash, and I was just like, oh, that's cool. It must have a single strobe. And then I realized, oh, wait a second, single strobes don't have that night mode. And I have a little flashback to that one time where I was in Savannah, and I went to film. I went to film a bridge there, and I also filmed a monopool that had a dual strobe, but it was on emergency night mode, and it had a medium flash. But in the video, I thought it was just a single strobe because I was kind of clueless. So yeah, that's what I thought until I seen Street View of it, and I seen it was a dual strobe. So I had that little flashback, and I was just like, oh, that tower has a dual strobe? Oh, it's on emergency night mode. And then, this stadium here was, I mean, not stadium, but this here was closed, but you're still able to see the reflection of the streetlights on it. So I seen it, and I realized, wait a second, because I already known that this tower was next to this golfing course here. So I was just like, no way. And then I seen the outline of this tower because um, back then I had a hard time seeing I back then I actually couldn't see towers, the actual towers themselves at night. I could only see the beacons, but now I can actually see the towers, the actual tower structure. So I seen the structure of this and realized that random dual strobe that's on emergency night mode was actually one of the two dual strobes in the middle of the tower here. Yep, only one beacon on this tower was working. The other two were dead. The other two just shut off. No markers were working either. But I kind of wish they were, so I can easily tell where I can easily tell which tower was to tell which tower is which. So this has two sets of markers. I really hope that they still work, but they probably don't right now, at least. So I was just like, holy crap! I just crap. When I call it, before I seen this, I called it the malfunction tower because at one time it had a crazy malfunction in 2017, but now I call it that because it probably has a malfunction every single night. And yeah, I believe that it probably has a malfunction. So I think when it comes to dual strokes replacing the FH06s, I'm not really mad nor disappointed either. It sucks, but if it wasn't for that, the malfunction tower would not be the malfunction tower, unless if the cones on the cones on the FH06s were broken or not working or anything like that. Then it'll still be called the malfunction tower. Or actually, does that even count as a malfunction? Because the actual light, nothing actually happened to the light. It's just a cone itself. So maybe I shouldn't call that a malfunction. But it was a mistake for the tower owners because I wonder if they get any FAA complaints about it, because the reason why dual strobes exist is basically because FAA pointed a gun at Flash Technology's head, and it's just like, these FA06s their cones are breaking. They're shining white at night when they're supposed to shine red. It's dangerous for a white light to be flashing with working markers too. Do you not know that? I want you to create a better beacon. Replace these trash beacons replace them with another beacon. So Flash Technology answered, and they're just like, behold, the dual strobe. And thus my favorite beacon was created. But it was a big shame that they were created to replace another one of my favorite beacons. Yeah, my favorite beacon was created to replace another one of my all-time favorite beacons. I should really make a top 10 beacon list. And I should make a top 10 craziest towers I ever filmed list as well. But that means I'll have to watch every single one of my tower videos to rediscover some weird, wacky towers. So yeah, there's that. It's a big mistake to replace those FA06s, isn't it now? Isn't it? I bet the tower owners just like, well, actually, if the tower owners known this, this tower would have LEDs today. I was, now that I know that probably malfunctioned, it probably malfunctions every single night. If not, then it's probably like every week or something, and that scares me, literally, like because if it keeps on doing this, it's going to end up like its first clone in Dallas, or was it Fort Worth? I don't remember. But it had FA08s and then they were replaced with white and red crappy LEDs. First off, why replace one of my favorite beacons? And then second off, why replace them with white and red beacons instead of white only LED? And the sad thing is, there's a four-legged red and white tower that was on the other side of the highway from it that had incandescents. This is that's my all-time favorite tower duel. I really love the tower duels with one tower having having a white only single strobe, while the other has some sort of some incandescent of any type. But it's so rare, very very rare. And sometimes those tower duels can be combined as well. There's a tower in Columbus that has it's just a red and white lattice tower. It didn't have antennas on top of it and all that. It wasn't a cell tower. it was just a lattice tower. The top was plain while there's antennas on the bottom of it, like this here. It has an it has an FH08 along with an old school incandescent with two sets of side markers. Day mode, the strobe works all fine and stuff. And then in night mode, it goes to its separate night mode while the incandescent beacon and markers activate. It's very awesome. It's a tower duel formed into one tower, but I prefer the actual tower duel itself. I don't know why, but it satisfies me to see a white flashing light flashing a little slower than on day mode next to a tower with a red fading light, a softer light and stuff, you know. But I also like the ones where the towers, the strobes will be stuck on day mode while they have giant bursts of light, while the ones with the incandescents are just soft red and light, while the others are just heavy. So that's why I like as well. But yeah, that's very rare. It's only one tower duel that I know of. It's somewhere around St. Louis, and I seen that happen once. Like it was morning. The sun was almost rised. One half the sky was dark while the other half was very bright. So yeah, but I couldn't find the towers because you guys may have thought I found them, but I found the wrong duel because they were not on the Florida path. Sadly, yeah, I've been lying to you guys this entire time. That means I need to find the other ones. Well, I mean, that means I didn't find the other ones. And when I found that out, I realized, oh my God, they're still out there somewhere. Am I ever going to find it? Am I ever going to find them? Cause they're so cool. So yeah, that's a malfunction tower. So yeah, that the good news is my mom wants to spend another long weekend down at down at down at Nashville. So that means we'll stay at a hotel there, and hopefully I get to film this. There's a possibility that we may get a hotel that's being blocked by buildings upon buildings, so I won't get a view of this unless if I go to the balcony. But I'm kind of scared that it's probably closed because of the pandemic, because the Disney resort that we stayed at during the Florida arc, its balcony was closed. Thank God that the monorail resort next to it, the balcony was still open. I think. Well, yeah, actually, it was still open because we were not the only ones there. There's more people. I even caught them on camera while trying to avoid them because they're kind of in the way. But yeah, there is a possibility that I won't be able to film this at night. But if so, then I'll at least get to film it at day. And I also get to film the candelabras at day and night. Sadly, I had to film it. I had to film them at a distance at night. All right. So I'm going to end off the video with a clip of the candelabras at night. It's a video that me and my dad made back in the 2017 trip to Nashville. We were standing on the balcony of our hotel that we were staying at. So I got to see them from a distance. I'm going to show you guys them. But after I show the clip, the video is going to end. So hopefully you enjoy the video. Yeah, boy, my old was living like a king in this in this picture, while my sister was living like a Karen. This is so dark.
Like peace in it.
This is always in it.
I mean,
you get in more, it's just like all grainier.